Hi everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven.
And we are the Fate Divinities, a channel dedicated to playing Daggerheart, but also talking about it. And you have found yourself at the latter of those two things. It has been a very long time, Steven, since you and I have come together for a GM Talks episode. I don't remember how long ago. Do you?
It was back when we were getting like regularly updated content.
Was it July?
Yeah, that was a while back.
I think it was July of 2024. So it has been a very long time since we've done one of these because there has been less and less about Daggerheart since we were in the open beta process.
Right.
For those of you who followed along during the open beta process, me and Steven went live every goddamn time that Matthew Mercer and Spencer Stark did. It was exhausting. And
it was fun.
Glad that it's over. But we are here for a very special reason, because we are less than a month away from the formal launch of Daggerheart. Yeah. So that, if you are not aware, if you've been under a rock or your whole life doesn't revolve around tabletop RPG, either one is legitimate and fine.
Happens.
Daggerheart is the new role-playing game, tabletop specifically, TTRPG, from Darrington Press and Critical Role that is in production now, but set to release on May 20th. So we are less than a month at this point from launch, and there is so much going on in the land of Daggerheart right now that we figured we would give it probably the last one before it goes live.
Yeah, probably so. Last little GM talk before we actually get our hands on it and talk about what's in it, you know.
Can you imagine if they like changed up the version of it and like in 2 days Matthew Mercer Spencer Stark came back to let us know again that it was changing? Oh. So okay. So important stuff for those of you who are looking. Hi, MC Cat. So excited for the 20th of May. Us too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the 20th of May, things that you should expect. If you haven't ordered already, I think you still can. I think you can still pre-order at this point.
If you go to daggerheart.com, not that we're sponsored or anything, but we will shout it out because it's wonderful. Hey, you can still pre-order it. Look, let's check this out real quick. You can go down, you can get yourself the standard Daggerheart core set, or you can get the limited edition. I believe me and Rachel have both opted into the limited edition.
I'm getting the limited edition, and I have 2 of the regular copies that are coming. Neither of them were like formally purchased, but they happened through GMing with Darrington Press and stuff, which is very excited. I won't ruin my limited edition. So very excited. But yeah, you can still pre-order it, and definitely do, but also go in and support one of your friendly local game stores when the game comes out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. If you have a really close-knit connection with your local game store, be there, support them, help them. Game stores, you know, obviously they're in an interesting kind of section of the market there. They kind of rely on loyal customers. If you have a game store that you really love, maybe talk to them and see if they're going to be purchasing Daggerheart for you to purchase.
Yes, very important. Please do not show up to your game store on May 20th and expect that they will have it there.
They might not.
Definitely want. Yeah, they might not have it. You should, however, call them in advance of May 20th. And if they don't already have plans to have it in their store, maybe you could see if they'll get it ordered to be there. They might not even know. Although, again, why would they not? I don't know. Speaking of which, though, Darrington Press has formally announced that for the launch, they're going to be working with a ton of flagship stores. There are guild-affiliated stores with Darrington Press that are connected to Darrington Press already, and I think around 100 of those stores are confirmed on the list of participating in launch. And again, this will be on May 20th for the game's formal and official launch, but some stores are doing different dates. For example, a store that I used to frequent a ton when I lived in Arizona, who you should go to. Oh my God. Silver Dragon Games and Events in Peoria, Arizona, right at the top of Phoenix, Arizona. Top 3 game stores in existence, in my opinion. So good. Lovely people there. And they are doing theirs on May 22nd. So don't show up on May 20th. You'll miss the big kibosh, Go on May 22nd. Hi, Chaotic Goop. How's it going? It's so good to see you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And in our chat, DM Chaotic Goop is one of our good friends. He's actually going to be GMing with Darrington Press at GenCon alongside me this year. So we're all very excited.
Very exciting.
He's done it before. Just we did it at PAX Unplugged together. And yeah, it's very good. Large Irishman, very exciting. Kayla! It's her favorite show and it's on. It's time, guys. Okay, I'm not going to call out all of the places specifically that are going to be participating, but I will put the link for where to go to look at those locations down below. Stephen, I think that you had that maybe pulled up if you want to scroll through briefly.
Yeah, so if you check out our little screen capture, there's quite a few stores participating all across the continental U.S. I believe even Hawaii had a couple. It's just one store, but that's super exciting. It's a ton. It's a ton of stores. I'll try not to fly through it, but
that's fine. The first ever EU store as well. I met the owner on a call a week ago. It was very exciting. Cool. Hi, Rogerian. So good to see you. Yeah, and my store, by the way, that I will be at, and if any of you are going to be around, I will be at Geeky Teas in Burbank. I hear that it's going to be quite an exciting time. So I don't know, but I was talking to Eric, who kind of is leadership over there, and he was saying it was going to be a fun day. So hopefully they let me in. I assume they'll let me in. Why wouldn't they?
They even got some. They got Puerto Rico. They got Canada. Some of the UK, Australia.
Okay.
Those lucky dogs.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, we should probably talk about Australia. So we're here to talk about the news of what has happened in Daggerheart recently. And I was truly not going to talk about this online, except that I think that I'll spill first, but it's positive. I think it's positive, right?
Yeah.
We think it's okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to explain what happened?
So, somewhere along the lines, chords got crossed, things were said, and things were shipped well ahead of time. And Australians woke up one morning and they were like, it's Christmas early, and they started opening up all these beautiful packages. I'm sure it's lovely product. We'll see it when we get it. But they got it. What, 2 weeks ago at this point?
I truly don't know, because I put horse blinders up as much as possible as soon as it was happening, because I didn't want to participate. I wanted to participate as little as I could. But yeah, Australia has Daggerheart at this point. So if you were one of those lucky people, congratulations for winning the tour of Charlie's Chocolate Factory. Oh, I guess it's his now. It was Wonka's before. It's Charlie's now. I don't know. I was but this was referred to. It's been the reason I want to talk about it, because again, I'm not trying to showcase the Blunder down under. I want to talk about the way that Darrington Press handled this.
Don't worry, Jiminy, we're talking about it.
Yeah. Jiminy says, I don't want to talk about Australians. Okay, all right, listen. Well, we have to talk about them a little bit. And two of my Australians, I think honestly, it's been so long. Y'all never got Critical Role out there. I think this was just good for you guys. But when this happened, remember, Wizards of the Coast had something similar happen not very long ago at all. And if you Google the Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons, Pinkerton scandal and stuff, there were, threats and stuff to people who received their stuff early. I am not casting aspersions. I'm just saying the things that is what happened. So a lot of people were understandably waiting with bated breath to see what Darrington Press's response was going to be. and fortunately, it was handled beautifully. I think Steven is sharing right there on Reddit. They made a post themselves calling it the Blunder Down Under, which is clever. They gave a ribbit a little Australian flag, you guys. That's cute as fuck. And they basically just asked the people in Australia that had received it, hey, if you would just, keep it under wraps as much as possible before, so that we're all sharing in the great excitement at the same time. And I saw so many wonderful people from Australia saying, okay, we will wait and we will just read it on our own. And it was just very cute.
Yeah, it was done really well. I think that reaching out to the community and being generous, being very open about what happened. It was a mistake. It wasn't meant to happen. And then just coming from a place of please, we want everyone to really enjoy this. And if you guys start spilling the beans early, it's only going to make the launch less exciting. And as a country, they were able to come together as a group of as a country. It's crazy, yeah. But they were able to come together as tabletop players, and they were able to say, "Hey, let's not ruin it for other people, and let's really make this exciting for as many people that didn't get to have this early launch."
J Money is wild. Yeah. America gets bones. It's fine. I thought it was really good because, again, what we saw when they were threatened, when the community was threatened, is Reddit got everything that was secret. Everything launched. I have seen surprisingly little stuff around Daggerheart, even though a good number of people have everything. They have everything at this point, and I just think that was wonderful. Rogerian said, they handled it gracefully, even though I really would have liked the PDF to move my game to the final rule set. 100%. Listen, we all wanted it.
Yeah. Everyone for 2 days was like, is this going to completely change their launch? And then they were like, guys, please, we can't change it. There's so much. We've printed so much stuff that says launch on May 20th, It's
also, they can't, go to, distributors and depots and everything. But, yeah, some of us are extremely jealous, and some of us would have also been very honorable if we had received it, but it's fine. It's fine, and it's only a month away.
It's so close at this point, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's some news for those of you that aren't following the hot goss on a daily basis. The Blunder Down Under did happen. But again, I think it was really positive to see from the company. I love the people over at Darrington Press. I think they're handling a lot of this beautifully. And I don't want to spend a ton of time with this, but speaking of Wizards, should we just briefly, Christopher Perkins and Jeremy Crawford left within the same month.
It's crazy because they've been there for years, and
decades.
Years.
They were both part of the big 2014 version and everything. Mm-hmm. So just J Money, you're hilarious. If the date had been moved from May 20th, it would have been a dagger to the neck. Very good. Yeah, not to the heart. Different kind of dagger. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which speaking of daggers to the neck and just brutalization in general, losing those two people, and I think that it was Jeremy Crawford that his communication was seeking new adventures or something along that lines, and I was just I think that they were one or the other one. It doesn't matter. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the world of TTRPG. It's just been a lot.
Yeah, that was a wild one. When I saw that pop across my feed, I was just like, oh, because they're names, they're powers within the community,
Well, it was the 2014, Dungeons and Dragons, the big version of D&D. They were. Yeah, so it's a lot. Spencer Stark, Rowan Hall, Matthew Mercer, Alex Ubaldi, please, Ivan Van Norman, everybody stay in place. Everybody stay in place over at Darrington Press. I don't need any kiboshes of my favorite new hobby. Thanks, guys. I do want to take this little opportunity as well. If you are not getting all of the latest news and stuff, it is the time, if you haven't already, I say it every damn time, you need to go follow Darrington Press. You need to follow them on the Instagram. You need to follow them on the YouTube. Turn the notifications on. Follow them on the Discord. But going back to that YouTube, they are doing little surprise lives. They've done, I think, two recently with their developers to talk about Daggerheart in anticipation of the game. A lot of people are missing those because they don't have the notifications on. Turn notifications on here too, by the way. But no, I don't care. Go turn.
No, I do care. Turn those on.
Okay.
Good job. We direly appreciate it when you do that kind of stuff for us.
Entirely, yeah, absolutely, we do. Yes, but I am bringing this up specifically because of my favorite thing that has happened in a very long time, which is that because I had those notification bells on, I was able to go and watch one of the live from the devs that happened. And during that, one of the questions from chat, so I was in the chat just like overloading the chat for no damn reason. Yeah, it was too much. And during the live show, and I've met Rowan, I've met Spencer and everything at the cons that I've GM'd for Darrington Press and everything, but you don't know a lot of the time how well received you are. And someone else, not me, asked during the thing, do you watch any actual plays? And Rowan specifically...
Let me just show it off real quick. Rachel sent me this, and I was kind of having a bad day, and it completely spun my day in a 180.
Also, not just mechanics, but lore. When we released the open beta, there was a channel that named themselves the Fate Divinities. I was like,
who is asking questions in chat right now? Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I love the Fate Divinities, especially because that was a big swing where I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, and I don't even know if anyone's going to read it in the beta.
Yeah.
And then their channel came out, and I screamed.
It's over. It's so good.
Oh my god. Because, Spencer Stark being the person that he was, is this a React channel now? Fall off is... I don't think so. And, dude, you should... It wasn't big before, my friend. So it made me so happy because Rowan, Fae goddess that she is, talking about it being apparently her lore to put in and everything of the Faint Divinities. And I saw that in those early days, and I stole that number. One of our friends, Daniel, GM Rice Combo, he has Bladebound Saga. I am on a lot of his channel right now. If you go watch, you can find me all over it. He messaged me one day on Discord. He was like, I just noticed your channel name. Is that from Daggerheart? So I think I did a very good job, and I'm very excited about it. Velocidad, thanks so much. We were very excited about it over here. Yeah.
I was like, they've seen us. Yeah. They know what my nerdy ass face looks like.
Yeah, I was very excited. Yeah, so yeah, there you go, guys. It was very fun. I know that's not important to you, but this is just emphasizing. This was in no way to showboat, and only to emphasize that you need to be following these things. You need to put on the notifications. Follow the Discord too. They just... I don't know if they're going to keep creating them a little bit. It seems like it's closed out for now, but the two community characters have been in creation through the Discord and through the Instagram. They are two serif ribbits. The community was really decisive that they wanted two of the same thing, and I guess that's fine. I get it. Serif ribbits. Big news there. So and those, again, community created activities that you can do. Lots of new art is coming out every week, less, because we're about to get slammed with all those cards, which brings us to one of the other things that has come out recently in the Discord, the campaign frames.
They're so pretty too.
I love so much what's happening. First of all, Adventure Lies Ahead says, it's me, Mario. Still definitely not jealous they mentioned y'all by name. Listen, I don't know how to, I'm just very excited. And it's fine. Also, J Money, again, I try to limit my social media to strictly Faint Divinities live streams. True fan. True friend. Homie. That's what I like to see. Everybody else, get off a Critical Role. No. That is
Wait,
taking it off brand. Watch it. Yeah, J Money, go put the notifications on for Darrington Press, okay? All right, so. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so it was in the Darrington Press Discord announcements. They posted the 6 campaign frames, I think as just images. And I want to know what they are all. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Rice Gumbo. Hi. Good friend. Oh, and a subscription. What a friend. Oh my God. And again,
you so much. You're
follow.
Such a cool guy.
Yeah, he really is. Follow Bladebound Saga on YouTube. You hear that, J Money? It's Bladebound Saga on YouTube. And again, Rise Combo is going to be at GenCon GMing with us as well. There's a huge horde of us now that are GMing there. So the campaign frame images, we know and by the way, any of my GM friends in chat, if you know the 6th campaign frame and I have missed it somehow, please let me know, because it's really bumming me out that I don't know one of them. I know Age of Umbra, which again is going to be the next short run campaign on Critical Role starting May 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, honestly, it'd be surprising to me, because, my conspiracy theory in me is that they're going to run a bunch of short frames like this. They're going to kind of run one through each of the campaigns, kind of treating it like a Dimension 20 short form kind of content. And then after that, they might do a bigger, broader, full campaign again. Now, that's just my guess.
I kind of see what you're saying. I think you are right. I definitely see what you're saying. I see the value there, especially because they have like a year of live shows happening.
They've already got them planned.
So it would be, I feel that it would probably be pretty difficult to do all of those live shows in the context of a 4th campaign. I really want a 4th campaign. Though again, guys, the next full cast Matthew Mercer streamed thing on Critical Role starting, Rogerian has corrected me and said the 29th of May. The first one is going to be Daggerheart Age of Umbra. I'm saying I called it, guys. That's campaign 4 in my heart. So and truly, like, they were talking about it at C2E2, and they all have like their characters picked out and are being so mysterious about it. Ashley's big. Laura is small. I hope she is. I want her to be a halfling.
Something good. We'll see.
We'll see. And then Rice Combo. What did you say? Colossus of the Drylands.
It's a tortilla, J Money. It's a tortilla.
That's it. That's the one I didn't know. Okay, guys. Okay. So, Colossus of the Drylands. Which one is that? That's got to be the first picture.
Yeah,
at the very top. Okay, so that's got to be Colossus of the... Oh, it's a tortilla. It's a tortilla. Jesus. Yeah. Okay, so it is Colossus of the Drylands, revealed in an interview with Bob Worldbuilder. Was that with Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall? Probably. I don't know. Wait, you went too fast. What was the second one? Wither Wilds, right?
Well, on the... No, because the other one, the one that I had up first, was the Quantum... Academy. And
yes, then Quantum Academy, which I was calling Mainframe. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's this one here, the Quantum Academy, and then the Wither Wilds, and then Age of Umbra.
Age of Umbra. Yeah. Do we think the grayscale one is the Age of Umbra picture? I think so.
Think so. It feels all agey.
Spooky. Agey.
Yeah.
Scary. So, and for those of you who don't know campaign frames, these are one of my favorite things that is coming out in Daggerheart. It is, this is meant to be, I'm going to try to sound really smart like Spencer Stark. Setting agnostic, which means it doesn't necessarily need to be fantasy oriented. It doesn't need to be cyberpunk futuristic oriented. They give you the rule sets and then they want you to build off of it based on that. So instead of giving you all of the lore of the place that you're playing in, they instead give you these frames. the frameworks of different settings, and you get to then distill that into your campaign. Age of Umbra, for example, is going to be our Dark Souls oriented one that Matthew Mercer has been wanting to run for a very long time. He keeps saying that it is deadly and very scary and very dark, and I think Laura Bailey is going to draw a dick all over it, honestly. Good luck, man. Likely, Laura Bailey. Yeah, I don't actually think that he's gonna get away with it, but I hope so. I want a dark campaign. I love a dark campaign.
Well, you know, she can play those characters when she wants to, and if it's not long form and it's like a shorter kind of like blocked out thing, I could see her not drawing dicks on everything.
Yeah. Sure. Should I not draw dicks on everything? Yeah, like I think so. That was the inspiration for Jester drawing tiny penises, is that she draws tiny penises in real life everywhere. That's just a Laura Bailey special, baby.
That's her.
I love her so much. Give Travis nightmares. Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, MC Cat. I didn't think of that. Travis, a big sissy baby.
He is a big sissy baby, even though he's
a big sissy baby.
The old Jack guy.
Big. I said big. Like, he's a sissy baby, but yeah, that's gonna be so good. Yeah, like, and then Age of Umbra, multiple deaths, guys. I can't root for a TPK, but I've never seen or even experienced a TPK. All of my history of TTRPG, I've never experienced a TPK. Jesus, TTRPG.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're on the acronyms.
Colossus of the Drylands is a Magitech meets post-apocalyptic cowboy western. What's it called? The robot show on HBO. It had the robots.
Westworld.
It's Westworld. Oh, sexy. I have a character for that immediately. Oh gosh, a TPK on CR would be wild. It really would be. But I would like to see it. I would like to go to there. So anyway, the campaign frames, again, those were in the Discord. They are going to start dripping more and more information out over the next 3.5 weeks until launch. If you want all of those juicy details so you can start your very own ridiculous show that your friend and you talk about stuff, go join those things.
So much fun.
Yeah. What else do we need to talk about?
There was the 5 banners. We still didn't go through all the campaign frames. There's the 5 banners. And then there's the Beast Feast, which is so much fun. It's just like delicious in dungeon. You're just eating anything you kill.
Yeah. I tried to do that, a little bit of that in the, I'm calling it the depths, which is the Daggerheart Underdark in my home game, or all of our videos on YouTube have that. I had y'all kill that big hog, and then y'all were given some food specifically for that. I wanted to try a little Beast Feast. I don't know how I would do it, but it seems very fun. What is happening? Also, Daniel will be running some Colossi that I plan to play in.
Very exciting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys, if you're not already following Bladebound Saga, GM Rice Combo and stuff, do that too. He runs more games of Daggerheart than I could fathom doing. That's crazy to me. I don't have the space in my head. Hi, Nerdblurg. Oh, Nerdblurg says you should definitely wash that blanket, Steven. It is a tortilla.
It tastes good.
It tastes good. You want the little spots. It shows that you've cooked it well. You know, like, I don't know. Nerdblurg now said, "Oh, it's a tortilla." Yeah, like we should address that. We should address that as a tortilla, guys. It doesn't have a filthy blanket in the background.
No, it's not. I mean,
oh my gosh. Yeah, it could also be dirty, but it's just not. Y'all should really be worried about my pillow back there that my cat refuses to lay anywhere else. That's where he lays. I had to lock him out of this room tonight before we went live, because that's where he will sleep. And I know it's cute, but his butt is stinky. Anyway.
I was worried because my cat, I don't close this door often. We just set up a little office area in the spare bedroom. And my cat screams through the door most of the time, so I have to leave that door open, but I didn't want to leave it open. And I was worried he was
We're cat
scream.
people.
He's not screaming, so it's good.
That's good. That's good. We love that. My cat's screaming somewhere. I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm excited to take some of these campaign frames and splice them in. Like, I've been working on it's been a Dungeons and Dragons campaign is what I was planning for. But
that's right.
I'm transitioning that bitch to Daggerheart, and we're going to run Daggerheart when I start that thing up.
Oh my god. I know the campaign for like the thing you're talking about, and that would work so well in Daggerheart. Call to action, everybody. Remember how I used to do calls to action? If you are a creator and you write modules, for example, like if you are in the business of writing modules, get those prepped now. Because first of all, you guys know how it is, supply and demand. There's not going to be a lot of supply. The demand is going to be there. You probably have some more views on it. Also, it will just strengthen and embolden the community. We want to see it, guys. So definitely be prepping your stuff for launch May 20th. Don't do it before that. Homebrew is not allowed right now. Really quickly, we keep talking our way around them. I'm going to go through them briefly. 5 banners burning. That one specifically seems to be 2 areas at war or just consistent war happening. It's going to be probably militaristic, those kinds of items. Beast feast, delicious in dungeons coded. You're going to be hunting beasts, dismantling based on ability checks and stuff, their pieces. And then I think the short and long rests are based on how well you prepare the food, if I'm remembering correctly. There's a whole interview. Yeah, I think so. There's a whole interview from Spencer Stark and a lot of other really cool people about that online. Age of Umbra, we talked about that one already. It's our Dark Souls creepy one that Matt Mercer wants to kill everyone with. The WHIIILE, and I think that's going to be mystical, fantastical, ancient, foresty, you know what it is. You guys know that one. The one that I was calling Mainframe, which is what? Quantum Academy?
Yeah, I believe that's what Rice said earlier. Yeah.
I thought Quantum Academy was going to be robot coded, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's wizards and sorcerers and stuff. I'm going to have to go watch Bob, the World Builders video. That's on me. That's on me. And then the secret one, the last one that I didn't know, which he gave to us, was Colossus of the Drylands. Oh, that one's in Bob, the World Builder one. I'm very excited about that one. I think that's going to be very fun. Yeah. Don't know what it's about, but it's going to be a good time. I'm going to read so much of that. I really think that is most of everything that I have right now, Steven. What else do you have?
So, I mean, we wanted to talk about this stuff, but also just, like, getting geared up for launch and, like, actually getting to see stuff. We're super excited for that. And I know, some people have already gotten to see some stuff. Obviously, Australia has the whole book and everything. But, I mean, I'm super excited just to get my hands on it, to like really delve into it and see what the new characters, the new races, the new classes, all that stuff is going to look like. I don't have a whole lot more though on the docket for us to talk about tonight though.
Yeah, I really think that the only thing is just the excitement over the product. I want it in my goblin hands now. I want the cards.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for them. So excited.
They're just going to have unique art on every card is wild. Mm-hmm. I want it so badly. I think... Oh, God, I don't want to talk about the released product, but they, you could not avoid it the day that Australia first got it before they took it down and everything. And some of it looked so good. It was all from the outside, but it just looked so good. Mm-hmm. And I want the GM screen, and I want the dice. Yeah.
I just want the little bag of jewels, like the little baggie of jewels that come with it that you can use for like your hope and your fear and or your fears primarily. But it's just like I want
if you guys have played Daggerheart at any convention, you've seen those jewels. They are beautiful. I love them so much. I want to steal the purple ones, and now I don't have to. I'm just gonna have some. So that's very good.
Yeah, I think what I like my mental plan for what I'm gonna do with those is I'm gonna give them out to my players and be like, here's your colorful jewels. You choose a color, you choose a color, you choose a color, and then as they roll fear, I'm like, give me that jewel. So they have to put it in my hand.
I know. That's what, we play online and everything, but that's what I've been doing with like the little teeth and and your little bath tokens and everything, which I still will still probably use, but those are very good little shinies. From community chat and everything, first we have Adventure Lies Ahead, planning on writing many Daggerheart things when time allows, The Lands That Remain, and Dragon Riders. I'm a big nerd from childhood, and I've read a lot of Dragon Riders of Pern, and I hope it's Anne McCaffrey coded. Both some frames and settings I plan on doing when you have time. I cannot wait to see that. I know Rabbit in our channel and everything has a ton of stuff prepped. MC Cat said, I did a twist on Tiamat's arc, but a Dracolich instead for our Daggerheart campaign. I was reading some of that, I believe, in our Discord chat, and oh god, I love that the game is not out, and so many of us already have like full-blown campaigns.
Yeah, just ready for it.
Like, we've just been in there, you know? Then, Rogerian, you said, has anyone seen any info about the Daggerheart event at the local game stores? This is a good topic because so far it's pretty mysterious. Eric Campbell, who used to work at Geek and Sundry when it was Felicia Days and when Critical Role, he is now he works with Geeky Teas here in Los Angeles in the Burbank location, and he has said that it sounds like it's going to be a pretty big event and everything there, but I don't know about all of the respective stores. I also have to imagine they've got to do something streamed, right? May 20th, dropping a system, there's got to be a stream.
Something.
Do you think so?
You would think so. I mean, at minimum, I feel like they will... There's got to be something like beyond just the launch. They've been hyping it up so much. It would be a missed opportunity, or even like if they were to allow people to stream from within as they were doing launches, like maybe micro games and like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, listen, if they allow us to do that, you guys, I'll see you there. Yeah, night Daniel, night Rice combo. It's good to see you and everything. Very little information. I really can't say. I want to call up some of my game store people that I know and ask them what's going to happen at non-Geeky Teas Burbank ones. Like, I have contacts still at... There was surprisingly not really turnout in Texas, honestly, you guys. Very limited turnout. Yeah. Call your reps, call your legislators. But I do want to call some of my Arizona people and find out what's happening there. But again, Rogerian, it's time. You gotta call them. Yeah,
that I agree. MC Cat is just like they might run a live, like a YouTube live from one of the main stores.
MC Cat, I would love that. What? That would be so good. That would be the best. I really hope that it happens, and I hope that I am. You know, when you watch the news in the morning and there's those people on the glass and they're like, ah, and I'm always like, who would do that? If
like, listen, I don't want to admit that I do it, but if Daggerheart said, hey, I would be doing it.
Not over the weather. Put over a little bit of a tabletop RPG, my friend. It could happen to you. Yeah, so that would be MC Cat. That would truly be my dream. I also want to note another thing that you said, MC Cat. The cards are supposedly able to fit in inner sleeves to help protect and keep them in good condition, which I, again, don't have the cards, can't speak to it, but I was really hoping that they would, because those of you who play card-based games and everything, especially for the limited edition, I want to put my greasy mitts all over those little cards, but that'll destroy them. So those little sleeves, I should order some before. Very nerdy, you guys. But I should
getting into that. I honestly, like, I have so many of those like binder sleeves where it's like got 9 little like pockets in it, you know. I'm probably gonna have just a binder filled with those bad boys. Like,
yes, oh god, I just can't wait. I cannot wait. And if I end up with like 1,000 versions of this game, then I'll give a giveaway out at some point. Y'all can all, somebody can have it. I'm worried about how many like versions I've purchased or received through stuff. I don't know at this point. It's a lot, so we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. I can't believe that it has all come to this. I mean, truly, our first video ever went live. I'm looking it up now, but a year ago, I got the notification from the YouTube that said, "Hi, congratulations on your anniversary. You're a year old now." And it was a little bit surreal that it was that long ago. Truly, the first episode ever, you might hear it now in the background, went up on what was that date? May 17th, 2024.
Yeah, we're coming right up on it.
It's crazy how that is right in line with the launch. It will be our anniversary for YouTube will happen 3 days before the launch of Daggerheart, and I'm just very excited, and thank all of you for kind of coming along with us on this very ridiculous time and journey.
I remember I was at work and Rachel called me and she was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this fucking thing. You want in?" I was like, "You know it, sister. I'm here."
Yeah, I think I was in a fugue state for a couple of days when I heard about the open beta. I really lost it. But yeah, thank you so much, Stephen, for doing this thing with me. We're almost at a year.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we started doing this, because honestly, it's just like, it's super fun to hang out and talk with you. After you moved, you know, we were no longer roommates, so we were separated and everything, and it's just fun to get to hang out with people that I wouldn't get to hang out with otherwise.
Great.
But yeah, no,
keeping the community strong and everything. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so MC Cat said, "I still remember being so happy when I saw a channel about Daggerheart that I could watch while I started the Daggerheart campaign." Yeah, I love all of the friendships that I've made through this too. You know, you MC Cat, and I've made friends with Sean over at Crit Hit the Giant on his channel. Velocidad, I've done a one-shot with him. GM Rice Combo, I've been on shows on Blade Bound Saga. I've made friends with people from the Pocket Dimension and Wither and Bloom, just all over the place, you guys. It's been a very fun, very exciting re-immersion back into the world of tabletop RPG, because I had fallen off there for a year or so, and I was very glad to. Thank you all for being on this journey with us. Yeah. Velocity said that one shot that's been sitting on a cliffhanger. Yeah, we were heading into a cave. I remember, don't you worry, there was a Khajiit with alcohol. Time really is a weird soup, my friend. I really want to get back to that, though. That was so much fun. Yeah.
And getting back to things, we'll hopefully next week or week after be back to the game, our little campaign that we've got running, and we'll figure out what's happening there. That's exciting.
Yeah, we're almost there. So, that's really all of this topic. So very brief announcements, guys. For the channel, you've noticed we've been a little bit slower on stuff. It's because I'm working through the final backlogged episodes, so we're trying to space it out so that I don't have a ton of content that will go up that is in 1.5 rule sets before we launch. But we are almost there, baby. We are very close, so you'll see actual final Daggerheart soon. And then I've said it before, but I'll say it again, guys. I will be GMing at GenCon again this year with Darrington Press. So if you are going to be there, I know a ton of people in the community will be. Please come and say hello to me. I would love to squish your face. And that's everything. Anything else from you, Stephen?
No, but if you haven't already, follow us on Discord. We're on Twitter or X.com. We're on Instagram. That's where you'll see a lot of Rachel posting like direct stuff that's happening while she's GMing and stuff like that. So if you want some of that more like live kind of stuff, well, not necessarily live, but like in person, not over stream, that's where you can check that stuff out. And then YouTube, make sure you get on our YouTube. Like Rachel said, she's pumping out the last bit of those videos now, and then we'll be pretty close to being caught up with what's happening currently in campaign, which is exciting. And if you get over there on our YouTube, make sure you like and comment. We love comments. We'll get in those comments. Yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe, please. And we're here on Twitter too, or not Twitter, Twitch.
We're everywhere.
We are.
Guys.
We try to be everywhere.
We try. It's exhausting. We have full-time jobs, but yeah. So. All right. Well, that's everything, you guys. Thank you all so much for coming around, and I hope to see you very soon with your own copies of Daggerheart and pictures of your smiling faces. Outside of that, roll with hope. And we will be back to talk to you very, very soon.
Yep. Very exciting stuff.
Bye,
Bye everybody.
Bye, friends. Bye.